What's up, YouTuber? Dead Draw here. We're here with
Cody, back again.
Yeah, the most hated person on my channel right now. But what were you playing today?
Okay, well, because everyone hates me anyways, I'm gonna call it the Cody special.
Okay.
If you want to call it something, we'll call it the board break.
Okay, and how'd you do? How'd you end up doing?
I went undefeated till last round, and then I was breaking 4 or 5 negates all day until a pendulum player did like 6 or 7, and that was my cutoff.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let's get into it.
Okay, so the best card in Yu-Gi-Oh right now. Gizmek Orochi. You've seen this in a lot of different Orcust variants, anything that's like just derpy combo. There's a reason why this card is obnoxious, because you can just...
It's like the new snow.
It's the new snow, and it forces your opponent into an awkward 50-50 situation, because you do it on their end phase when they go first. And then they know you have removal already, and if you don't use the removal effect, you now have recursion of a level 8 that just happens to be enough damage, because you just do this in Boro Sword, and you kill them.
Okay.
And then the fact that it's just flows with the Orcust engine is the only reason why I'm playing Orcust, actually. Another board breaking card, Tenyi. You're all probably familiar with how the Tenyi engine works. If you control no effect monster, you can summon them. You make the in-themed Link 1. The Link 1's a non-effect monster, which allows you to banish this from your grave to bounce a card.
Okay.
The general theme of this deck is that I'm going to play my 6 cards versus whatever insane board you set up, but every single one of my cards, in some nature, gives me a plus while trying to break your board. So I summon...
Going second, then.
Yeah, it's blind second every game. I summon this guy, make the Link. If you have an interruption for this graveyard effect, like you call by the graveyard, it did its job, right? I got the plus off that.
Yeah.
Same theory applies to Gizmek. Like, the idea is it just forces your opponent to have to commit to something. Pangratops, obviously, it's like the most stable card. And then, like, people ask me, how do you beat mine and stuff? And I don't care about degenerate cards. I just care about having some removal in some way. Like, I was going to play that stupid Eccentric Archfiend, but, like, I'm not bad enough, I guess. I don't know. Kaijus. You'll see random, like, list play Radiant just because it's a dark. Like, if I played Greffer, that's probably correct, but the problem is if you play any bigger kaijus just to like supplement Boro Sword damage or something, you fall into a problem of, if you don't have lethal, you now have to waste removal on a -1, because this is one of the few removal options in my deck that actually costs a card.
Okay.
So I need to make sure it actually never interferes with my board breaking ability. So like the fact that I can run this over with Dingirsu makes it more viable than just giving him a dark monster, assuming I'm under Orcust limitations. But like, you never do kaijus after Orcust and stuff. And then the danger package, like you play the staple 6 and then the 1 Bigfoot. This card's not good. You just play it because it's level 8, and there's level 8 or rank 8 synergies in the extra deck. So it made it so that 4 of my danger effects can be a level 8.
Okay.
So again, remember, the theory is everything in this deck forces your opponent to respond in some way while keeping board presence in some way. Like, everything for me is an inherent +1.
Yeah.
Scrap
they want to negate it.
People want to negate Scrap Recycler, right? So you just summon it. This card is actually terrible. I cited this out so much. And the whole point of it was I just needed a normal summon that forced my opponent to respond.
Okay.
I could play like the Invoked engine, but like, I don't know. I'd rather just this, because it forces them to respond. And then the Spice. So let's do some Mech Knights too now. So I play 2/2/1. This is probably about the bare bones ratios you play. Like, I would even consider playing like 1 Blue Sky. You'll notice that the ratios with this stuff and a follow-up of the Orcust, I'm playing like the bare minimum 2. Under the theory that with Gizmek, you are going to be banishing a good chunk of your engines, but you just need enough to play a card. Blue Sky, again, the theory is you're breaking a board, but you're forcing your opponent to respond to it, because now this was free. Your opponent negates it. Cool. Now this became a discard 1 card, assuming they ashed it, right?
Yeah.
Same thing with this. This thing, you summon this into 2 zones, all of a sudden this thing became a hard +2. The Orcust engine everyone's familiar with. But you'll notice everything in the deck up to this point has been a 3 of, because I didn't want to cut down to 40, and people have the weird misconception of if I play 2 because I kind of want to draw it, and you know, I don't understand that. If you want to draw a card, you play 3 of it.
Yeah.
That's why everything's at 3. Everything here is at 2 because I can function in... I can do the full Orcust shenanigans, assuming I banish all the symbols, all the harps, I don't care. All the even these I can banish. I still can do Orcust things. It's just when I start banishing everything is just a problem.
Okay.
Like banishing the 1 Indigo Eclipse, I didn't care. That happened all the time. And then the only spells and traps I played. 3 Mind Control, because again, the theory is I remove a card, but I'm also plussing, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm taking your monster. Instant fusion. You negate the 1,000 eyes. I still have a monster. Doesn't matter. I still negate it. Monster Reborn because I'm going second. This card's not good, but like the idea was every single going first deck right now, outside of like debatably strikers.
Yeah.
Even against strikers, it's funny because you can take their Ray, but you take a combo piece out of their graveyard because everyone is giving you the biggest toolbox in the world.
Yeah.
Because their combo is now, taster's choice. What kind of rank 3 shenanigans do they have in the grave? Like a triple burst. Okay, I'll just take that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I beat a pendulum player today because he did pendulum stuff. I don't know. And then I went mind control, take a guy. Mind control, take a guy. Monster Reborn, his Electromite. So I was like, thank you for the Boral Sword. And then, because I have one ulti.
Alrighty.
Yeah, it is pretty. Okay, so the theory behind this is I'm playing 42 cards, and this is the on trap. But the one random Paw of Desires was because I'm playing Mech Knights, as you saw. I'm playing Gamecial Kaijus to force zones for the Mech Knights, but I'm playing legit, like, almost no spells and traps. So you're going to see hands of Mech Knights.
Yeah.
You need to be able to force it by setting your own back row. It got to the point where I found that with this ratio, I just wanted one more spell. So it started off with playing Rhoda because I want the Search Armageddon, which not good. And I was like, let's play Upstart because it's just a card, and 42 cards is funny. But then you can just set it, and it becomes a card. I just needed something to set. But you know what's better than drawing one card? Drawing two.
Yeah.
That's the only logic behind that. Side or extra?
Whatever you want.
All right, we'll have the side, man. Okay, so here's my spice for dealing with Nibiru. This allows me to do shenanigans because, as you notice, everything in my deck is like special. I don't need to commit my normal summon. It got to a point where a lot of game 2s and 3s, I didn't have normal summons in my deck.
Okay.
I would just like summon, have a Pankratops, have things, make a Phoenix to pop something, force negates, make a Mermaid, yada yada yada. They out that, and I go Ibly, bring back the Phoenix, make a Unicorn, chain block the Unicorn because Ibly's chain link 2. Then all of a sudden they're in a weird spot where like they don't want any Nibiru, assuming they have a board. Chain blocks with this thing's hilarious. The goal with this card was I give this to them at the start of my combo if I go first.
Yeah.
And then now they can't Nibiru me at like my first turn,
Exactly.
right? So they're stuck with this, and then I have basic Orcust shenanigans with the sided summon limits.
Okay.
And then it's like, I don't care. Speaking of which, Rocky Boy, this card's talk of the town. Everyone hates this card. I think this is probably one of the best cards ever reprinted because it keeps everything in check.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of this. I think this is healthy for the game, in my opinion.
It is healthy in the game just because it's a counterpoint, right? Like, if this card was at 3, I'd hate it, but because it's at 3, everyone has to accommodate for this existence
Exactly.
in the meta.
Almost a pseudo maxi, but
I think this card's way healthier than Maxi. But
probably.
I didn't actually draw this too often. I played against Medolches, who topped, my buddy of mine. Yeah, I drew this against him, and like Medolce is, I don't know, it's a deck that summons a lot of times. So, and then this thing. This is my only like generic back removal outside of the obvious red reboot. The theory with this was almost any like Twin Twister type effects, MST, anything like that's going to get hit by their Omni negate card anyways.
Yeah.
But if you ever get in the position where you do need to out a card, you'd much always rather banish a Pendulum, banish Babel, which is a big deal, or if somebody is just not completely focused on the game state and you hit like a crescendo, you always want those things banished, not in the graveyard. Every spell and trap nowadays has some graveyard effect or something that's just, the banishing is way more relevant. Red reboot, so like Boral Sword's a card and this lets me kill you. So, and then summon limit. So like, I see people have been doing this like in random bigger regionals, and I invented this because I'm Cody. But legit, like Dingirsu with this card is obnoxious as hell. So I don't care how weak my deck is going first. If I can just summon 2 monsters, which is obviously easy nowadays, you do Orcust combo. Even if they stop the Galatea, so you don't get the counter trap, a Dingirsu that can protect a summon limit probably wins the game. Which, by the way, start playing this because Dingirsu can't stop this. And that's the side.
And the extra deck.
And the extra deck. Shout out to the suited up Dragon Ball. Again, instant fusion. I out a monster, but I still keep materials, right? This is not in order, but I know, right?
Shake my head, man.
Okay, well, that's the only fusion anyways. So we'll hit up the Exceeds. The Dingirsus for... you could play only one of this, but this deck gets to a point where I either kill you in the first battle phase of the game. I'm allowed to kill you.
Yeah.
or I leave you with so few resources that just a Dingirsu Galatea counter trap is enough that you're under so much pressure that I can just do my second Dingirsu the next turn.
Okay.
So it's good enough. All right, this is the spice. I play this Galaxy engine. This is the intention behind Bigfoot.
Okay.
Again, the whole premise of the deck is you play 3 of everything that's good, and when you want to out something, outside of obvious things like kaijus, you want to out them without costing resources.
Yeah.
So I summon this thing. You negate this. Okay, well, I didn't get to brain control you. Now I'll overlay this. Try to pop something. You negate that too. Okay, overlay this. Now I'll pop again. So you have no resources, and I did all of that off of what was essentially a Gizmek that got it triggered twice. And then the Boral Sword for the kill option. There's like not really, yeah, it's just the best thing for Orcust, right? I wouldn't call this an Orcust deck, it's just a means to Gizmek, really. And then the in-themed Orcust engine. You can play 3 of this, but like the extra deck's actually really tight if you play the Galaxy engine. And then the ways to get that stuff going is the Nightmares. Yeah. Don't need to. What happens in this deck quite often is, outside of like the Ibly chain blocking stuff, you quite often will do like Mermaid, try to bait something out. Okay. Cerberus, try to bait something out. Okay. Phoenix, try to bait something out. Okay. Unicorn, try to bait something out. And then they have so few resources left at that point. You're like, okay, now I'll start doing Orcust because I start pitching Orcust. And then Manga Tenyu for the Vishudo.
Alrighty, man. Alright, so anything you want to say, any shoutouts or anything?
No, just hand traps suck. Play board breaking cards because Pankratops is better than Ash. So.
Alright, well, congratulations, man. Thank you very much.
Yeah.